Okay, so this is day 61 of the 100-day challenge, my 32nd day. And it will be my 57th video. Now, I've got two things that I want to do in this video. This is like the fourth or fifth take. I don't want to go into all of that. One of the takes was lost because I talked for almost 6 minutes, just getting sidetracked with the fact that I wasn't focused on what I was trying to do. Seemed to be very, very distracted the last few days, which kind of is completely out of line with music and what the Zen Guitar book is telling me. So, the two things. I want to do another review of the Zen Guitar book, and then I want to keep working on how do I record the melody of one of my original songs so that I can learn it. I'll get to that. First, Zen Guitar. I'm doing the chapter or the section on rhythm. It is the second of the 12 points of focus. The first one was spirit, and my biggest takeaway from that is that, we have to pay attention, acquire focus, direction, and resolve. Now all three of those things are different. Focus, and once you're focused, then your direction. Where are you going? And then resolve, because it's going to get tough. You're going to make mistakes. There's going to be frustration. So that's the spirit, okay? And the Eastern philosophy, the Japanese philosophy, the Zen philosophy words it. They say, tighten your mind. I've already displayed a very fractured mind. Imagine some toy, child's toy, made out of fabric, and a cat has been tearing at it, and it's just like, you can't even focus on it because it's so fuzzed out. That's what my brain looks like right now. So, rhythm, the section on rhythm. He says, I love this. I often hear people say they have no natural rhythm. This is false. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyone with a heartbeat has rhythm. Yeah, it's that simple. Anyone who breathes in and out has rhythm. Anyone who walks has rhythm. The important thing is to feel it and put it in your music. Now, the Japanese word he's going to use, it's one of the Japanese words for rhythm, is hayoshi. And it translates literally as child's clap. And the reason he brings that up is because that's a natural thing. So when Tony says, well, this one might be easier to feel than to count out because it's some kind of complex, it's not steady rhythm. That when you feel it, to try to get the rhythm, that's the hayoshi. It's not the counting out stuff, okay? So Zen Guitar does not require you to play to any rhythm but your own. However, sometimes you do have to align your rhythm with other rhythms, specifically if you're playing music with other people. Okay, so you have to feel the groove. Okay, now you can find hayoshi in everything, and that's because we exist. Our very existence is based on rhythmic movement. I mean, right down to the atoms. He talks about the seasons, the cycle of the moon, the tides, the waves themselves, windshield wipers, telephone. There's hayoshi in the abstract, in beauty, in space, in lifestyle. the places we live, towns and cities, virtually everything within our existence has an underlying rhythm. So you cannot feel rhythm with your mind. You must feel it in your body. And this is one of the reasons why I struggle in life, because I spend so much time in my mind that I'm out of step with what's going on around me many times. Okay, now he ends on this. I find this very, very interesting. If your spirit is large enough, you can sense Hyoshi even in things that are seemingly arrhythmic. Now, right here, I've pulled up this, let me get to it. There, definition of arrhythmic. It says not rhythmic, without rhythm or regularity. And you can see that there is a specific medical use of the term, but we're not worrying about that. We're worrying about the simple idea that something doesn't have rhythm. And he goes on to say, all things have an underlying pulse, and their source is the same. And that's why if your spirit is large enough, there are rhythms that are so complex that it may be very difficult to find the rhythm, but there is actually no such thing as arrhythmic. Now, he doesn't literally say that, but he definitely implies that. Okay, so moving on to my original songs. Okay, so here we go. There is a screenshot of my free open source program called Musescore, and that is my original song, The Heartbeat of a Song. It's about making mistakes while we play. And so how does this relate? Okay, I was looking for a way to learn to record the melody and learn it. Now, the whole thing I was doing with the DAW, that's going to take more work. That's very, very complicated. I found a much simpler way. And it's going to require that I develop greater musical skill, specifically to play with the metronome within the program, to create a structured track that I can play everything else to. There's a guy I follow on YouTube, Brian Kelly, zombieguitar.com, and he has a video where he talks about the 3 things that helped him more than anything. 2 of them, I don't remember the third one, but one is a DAW, one is a looper, because both of those, and the other one might have been a metronome, I just don't remember what the 3 things were, but those 2 things forced him to learn to match his rhythm with an outside rhythm, and that's when you've got that much control over your rhythm, that's when you can play music with a band on a professional level. He was the lead guitarist in a cover band, and he played several times a week for quite a few years. Okay, so now, what's the simpler way? Well, this Musescore, okay, so we're going to be here for a little minute. This Musescore has a very interesting thing. It will play what I've written. Now, in order to get it right, Okay, right here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the play panel. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. Now, first thing, when I was doing these, I was doing them in a tempo of 120 because I wasn't worried about the tempo. I was not using this feature. And you can see right here, possibly, down here at the bottom, that it says 100% tempo, 92 beats per minute. And actually it's 120. The reason it's reading 92 is because I put this Italian word, and this is the tempo palette. Now you can see it has grave, largo, lento, adagio, andante, moderato, allegretto, allegro, vivace, presto. And so what it turns out is there are literally 22 different Italian words that define or determine what tempo the musicians are supposed to be playing at. 22. However, you notice that in this program there's only 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's only 10 of them. So in the future I can do something else. Right now I can slow it down. If I use moderato, it goes to 114. If I use andante, it goes to 92. And I wanted it around 100. I would have had to have written it that way. That's one of the things you specify in the beginning. When you start a new file, and then you choose your instruments, and I normally choose voice and plucked strings, the guitar tab, and then you can pick your key signature. There are 12 keys, but there are 15 key signatures because you've got the 7 sharps is the same as 5 flats. That's a whole nother topic. Anyway, so when you go to the next page, you'll see down here, I don't have tempo checked, but it's a default of 120. So in order to get my 100, and then I can adjust things. But so I didn't want to redo this. I can copy and paste, but I just went with it. So that's what I've got. I had to put in andante here. Now the reason it became an issue for me, right here, I put that in there. When I play it, I slow down because it's supposed to be this. Oh no, ah, oh, to go along with the song that's about making mistakes, and this is your minor 7, flat 5, minor. Anyway, it's your half diminished. It's and I'm in the key of G, so this is an F sharp minor 7, flat 5. And in order to, so I had never used that in this program before, so I had to put that in. Now I can play all the way through this song. And I had to iron out some things about my playing, some notes. This is a really cool thing. I guess for me, this is the next step. So here is my song, the heartbeat of song. This is what it actually sounds like. And sometime in hopefully the near future, I will be able to play this and sing this. Now this part, I should have put in rests on the notes because you can see where the words are. I only sing where the words, and then I stop while I keep playing the last 3 notes. But I can actually play and sing this part. Now, when we get to the verse, that's the part I've been having trouble with. It seems like it's so big when we make a mistake, but really it is small when we compare it to the music that we play and the joy that we share. So, yeah, I can actually play that whole thing. I can actually play that whole thing. And I can sing to the chorus part. And, you know, it can be made to fit because that's actually really simple. Yeah, okay, really simple. Any note can be made to fit. Don't let a mistake stop the flow. What's more is It's the heartbeat of the song. If the heart stops, song is dead. So obviously I don't know the words, and I'm not practice on it and playing it smoothly, but that's not my biggest problem. And now that I'm using this function of this program, put the palettes back in there. Now that I'm using the function, see right here, any note can be, and then because I put notes in here, it was singing that melody. I don't sing that, as I just demonstrated. So I need to put a rest in there, and it would be a dotted quarter note, because these are eighths, obviously, so two of them are a quarter, or 1/4, and then another one. Anyway, 3/8 is a dotted quarter. If some of you will say, "Oh yeah," and some of you don't know that, but one of the things about this program is it doesn't teach you a standard music notation. Anything that you don't know find the right words. You don't know how it's done. You have to go onto the internet and find information from like this information about basic tempo markings was from Wikipedia. And you can, when I first started using it, I was using this Musescore online handbook, and oh my goodness, you cannot believe how cool this thing is. How that at first you're only doing what you need to do, and it makes it, because it's online and it's got everything is laid out. They're all links, and so it is so easy to figure out how you want to do what you need to do. Now one of the harder parts that I've found in putting my original songs down in standard music notation is to figure out my sense of timing. Like, okay, so I was just playing this. I mean, what do I put down there? You know, right? Because obviously that's not... and there's two ways to do it. You can see what I chose to do here is I've got a dotted eighth note, which means 3/16 and then a 16th note, and then another dotted eighth note and another 16th note. Then the rest of it is all eighth notes. Now listen to how I play that. See how it's that one, it's the second one, and the fourth one. And then you can hear it go steady. And then it goes even in the last half. So I did it simply by using different timing. Another way that you can do it, this program actually allows you, Another function that I haven't used yet is swing. You can swing a rhythm. And one of the ways it's frequently done in standard music notation is to make all of those eighth notes and then swing it. Tell the musician to swing it. And then they can find their own feel and all sync with each other. And some of you know and some of you don't. A swung rhythm is, okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and is a steady rhythm. If I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, see, that's a swung rhythm. And that's the first part. That's what I'm doing is, quote, swinging. Now the problem with if I had put swing the rhythm in there, then I'd have to tell you, okay, stop swinging the rhythm after you get through half the measure. Not gonna work. So that's something that I have gotten better at, and something that using the this playback function will help me do, is figure out, for instance, I don't know if you heard, but when it got, let me bring up the palette. Okay, so now right in here, this, I might have to change these signatures, this timing a little bit. But it really, I'll have to listen to it and sing it a bunch to figure out if I'm just not hearing it. Really, it is small. It's hard. I don't have the greatest hearing in the world. It might be okay because it's a dotted quarter note and then an eighth note and then 2 quarter notes. Really, it is small, and that should work, but I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. But anyway, that is my Musescore first Musescore tutorial. I'm sure I'll put more up. Not a tutorial in the sense that I'm starting at the beginning and showing you. I'm just showing you what I'm doing on my original song, The Heartbeat of a Song, and how I've using Musescore to record my melody so that I can hear it and learn it. Because at some point in time, something's got to be automatic. The playing, the singing, something. I cannot watch, I cannot look at the music sheet. Now, maybe some people can. I cannot look at the music sheet in order to tell me what chord I'm playing, what note I'm singing, what word I'm singing, how long to hold it. Now, for me, a music sheet, I can learn a song from the start, and I can learn the melody especially, and then I can use it to prompt me on the words. So that I basically have the words, but I don't have them memorized or grooved in perfectly. So it's not a song that I play 3 times a day every day for the last 3 years or something like that. That's what I was discovering, that I'm not sure that at this point in time I have any song at that level, and it's not necessary. So that's what it is in the end for me, and I think for a lot of you, is just prompting me, reminding me of the words. But everything else has to be pretty much automatic, because my mind doesn't have time to look at everything and control everything. Most of the song has to be in me, in my head, like the song says. When the song's in our head, mistakes won't make us lost. Okay? It has to be inside of me. All right. So, oh, this is 30 minutes. Longest one yet.